Mitch Marner, who you know very well,
Yeah.
departs the Toronto Maple Leafs officially in the sign and trade. How big of a story, huge for Vegas, getting a world-class player for 8 years. What's the impact on Toronto?
Well, first off, I'm very envious that you get to watch this kid every night. I understand the shortcomings of the postseason, which seems to be that albatross that he carries around with him coming from Toronto. But he is just, to me, such a good player in all aspects. I mean, he's a 102-point player that in 2023 finished as a finalist for the Selke for top defensive player. So you're asking me the impact in Toronto? Well, how do you replace that? And I understand that we're of two mindsets here. Number one is the Leafs have to change the DNA. The 9 years that Riley and Matthews and Nylander and Marner played together, 2 playoff series wins, which is not equivalent to the talent level of that team. At the same time, you guys tell me, how are you going to replace a 102-point player? How are you going to replace a guy that's on your first power play unit, on your first penalty kill unit, and, you know, can play a 200-foot game? I just think it was time. I'm glad that he got out of Toronto. I think he needed a fresh start. And good on the Vegas Golden Knights for being aggressive and going out and getting him and trading for his rights before he got on the open market.
So the question becomes 102 points, Selke finalist. I understand that. It's really good. But playoff performance is playoff performance. And if we haven't learned that the last 2 years with the Florida Panthers,
okay,
so the question becomes, can Bruce Cassidy and Jack Eichel and Mark Stone make Mitch Marner a playoff performer?
Okay, John, I'm going to throw something back at both of you guys. It's a 2-part thing. Number one, John, you live in the market, and obviously, Darren, you used to. Okay? Both of you have watched these Leaf shortcomings for all these years. And listen, Mitch Marner deserves criticism for it because he did not play up to standard. When all was said and done and the summer arrived and people are doing their postmortems on the Toronto Maple Leafs, would you say that the criticism was equally divided between Marner, Matthews, Nylander, Tavares, and Riley? My answer would be no way.
I thought Marner got more criticism than anybody else, and I would put Matthews second, Riley third.
Well,
I don't think Nylander or Tavares got as much criticism as they should have.
Well, and there's my first point. Okay. My second point is, okay, so now we're moving forward. So last night, after all the press conferences, I talked to Butch Cassidy. We had a lengthy phone chat. Here's his answer to your question. What did Jack Eichel ever win before he came to Vegas? In fact, what did people in Buffalo say about Jack Eichel before he came to Vegas? Well, yeah, he's good in the regular season, but he can't get them to the playoffs. He's never won anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, you're right.
Except he did. Mm-hmm. So now the way that Bruce Cassidy looks at it is that, well, here comes Mitch with the same kind of, alleged baggage and criticism, albeit not as much as Eichel.
Eichel was mitigated with the surgery stuff, though, Mike.
Yeah,
the Eichel
but
thing
he
was
still
mitigated
had that. He still had that stuff around him.
Yeah, no question. No question.
Cassidy remembers going back to Buffalo, and he said, I couldn't believe it. Every time Jack touched the puck, they booed him, which is their right. But he feels that, here's a guy, Mitch is now around guys that, yes, they're talented, but they already won. They know how to win. And Jack has kind of scaled that mountain. He knows what Mitch has gone through. And so you've got somebody there, I don't want to say particularly a mentor, because they're the same age. They were picked. Eichel was picked second and Marner fourth in the same draft in 2015. But I do buy into the fact that Marner has guys around him, Eichel specifically, that there are a lot of similarities in their career paths. And I know the back surgery notwithstanding.
Marner instantly becomes, with his point totals, the leading guy for the Vegas Golden Knights. Jack Eichel's the center and the best player, but Marner, if he produces another year like he has, will set the Vegas Golden Knights record for points in a season. Does that give Vegas the shot across the bow in the Western Conference to say, we are the team, come and chase us?
Yes and no. And I'll go first simply because the fact that they got Marner and the fact that they were able to get Marner was they lost Alex Petrangelo. And the cap space that Alex Petrangelo's contract gives them now that Petrangelo is going to be on injured reserve and may never play again. When you think about the potential hip surgeries that he's going to have to go through. So the success, this was always a team, Darren, and I don't know why I'm telling you, but this was always a team that prided itself on how big and forceful the blue line was.
Yeah.
And everything and all the success derived from the blue line and how the guys got the puck out of their zone and how physical they could be. And Petrangelo was the ringleader of that. And so to lose him it's
a big voice on and off the ice. I will speak to that. Yeah.
It's a major loss. Now, the Marner addition could be fantastic. I know we're giving Jack Eichel a lot of things. I think Mark Stone will have as much an influence on Marner as anybody, and probably did during the Four Nations when they played as teammates. So I think that there's a part of this that says, yes, the Golden Knights are a better team offensively, but they're certainly not a better team defensively today.
No, but you could argue, John, that how long have the Golden Knights had Theodore, Petrangelo, and Noah Hannafin all healthy at the same time in the lineup together since they acquired Hannafin. And I'm not saying that he is by any means an Alex Petrangelo, who, by the way, yesterday at his press conference, Kelly McCrimmon said he thinks, that it may have been we may have seen the final hockey that Alex Petrangelo will ever play in the NHL, and that would be
so sad. Really.
That would be sad. But at the same time, as you guys both know, a couple of years ago he almost retired because his daughter got sick and lost her motor skills. So the fact that he's rebounded, she's healthy, and he's been able to win a cup doesn't make that a totally tragic story. I think that he has things very much in perspective.